How's it going, everyone? Back with another stream today. Kind of a random surprise stream because I wasn't expecting to stream today. But I kind of got off work early, a little early today, and my girlfriend had to do some errands. So we're gonna stream a league. I've been kind of looking forward to testing a couple changes. I feel like when I trophied with this list last week, I felt like the sideboards kind of thrown together without too much thought to the meta. And now that I've kind of settled down and kind of like thought about it, Black Red Prowess, Black Red Shadow, Black Red Scourge, any of these kind of combination of decks, they're everywhere online. Every time I play a league, I've ran into a Black Red deck for some reason, and I think that more than enough reason causes to us to adapt. And I think this is like a perfect hate card for that deck. I feel like a deck like Grixis Death Shadow, it's kind of hard to find the perfect cyber hate for that versus that deck, for example. But against like a deck like Black Red Prowess, I think this is a pretty decent hate card. They do run Teamer Battle Rage, so like they can plow over it. Um, but that being said, I feel like we have a lot of removal to combat that. Just being able to stone like just have a blocker that just can just sit there, accumulate a lot of value, just nullify a removal spell seems really gas. On top of just gaining us precious life. The life gain from this card seems really decent. Um, so we'll see how it goes. I want to give credit to, I believe the person's name is Bits. Bits in the Abzan Discord. If you guys are not in the Abzan Discord, you should join. I know I post my stream updates there too. But I want to give credit to Bits in the Abzan Discord. Bits kind of had my list and kind of adjusted it and added Auriok Champions in the sideboard. And I saw that and I was like, it's kind of narrow. And then kind of playing more leagues, I'm like, there's a lot of Black Red Prowess in online. Like, this seems like a correct meta call. And then the flip side, what I covered was like a Damping Sphere and a Lithiform Blight, which seems correct just because like big mana isn't really around. I think Tron kind of fell on the wayside because of Black Red Prowess and Black Red Scourge. That being said, I still think 2 is warranted. Like, it's modern. People are going to play Tron. People are going to play Amulet. People are going to play whatever deck they love to play, right? So I'm going to keep 2 Lithiform Blights just because I don't want to be naked to big mana. In terms of just, like, overall sideboard, I know someone on Twitter asked me, like, if I were to play in a tournament, what would I play? And I think I'm really happy with this main. I think after the last stream, I think 2 Skyclave Apparitions is the correct number. I think 3 might be too many just because it's like a mid-range fest, right, where we're trading resources, and like if your opponent has nothing on board, you kind of just don't want to commit this onto the board. It's a 3-mana 2/2. You don't lose anything if it dies, but like you don't want to just like it just feels bad like having like top decking this on an empty board. Obviously, I think 2 is the correct number of Skyclave Apparitions. I really like the main, like I said. I think the sideboard, I think the 2 Ashioks, 1 to 2 Edged Explosives, 1 to 2 Kai's Guile, 1 Gaddock Teague, 1 Storyline Shadow, and maybe 1 to 2 Lithophore Blights. I think those are like the first sure cards I want on this sideboard right now. The cards that you can really play around with are like two Auriok Champions, the 2 Gideons, and the 1 Kasali Primate. I really like Kasali Primate, just being able to recur with Lurrus. And that can carry your sword. I think it's a really nice one-of. It's been very solid. I'm going to give credit to Dan and the Abzan group. I have a group chat with them. He's provided plenty of great ideas, and Kasali Pride Mage is one of them. So I think Pride Mage is one of those cards where like I don't want to say it's a firm card in the sideboard just because it really depends on the meta. But that being said, like I do think Pride Mage is a solid inclusion. I want to say it's a staple in my sideboard. I think it's a solid inclusion. So that leaves you about like 6 to 9 sideboard cards that you can really play with to adapt with your meta. But I think that's the foundation of the deck. I can see maybe adding like another white source to accommodate the Auriok Champions. According to Frank Carson's Mana Source Guide, you want 20 white sources to be able to cast this on turn 2 consistently. I have 18 just because I have Skyclave Apparition because that's how much many mana sources you need to cast this on turn 3. So I can see somehow like maybe making 1 Blooming Marsh into Concealed Courtyard. Just because we have 14 green sources and the minimum that you need to cast Tarmogoyf is 13 on turn 2. So we can cut a green source and still have the minimum 13 to cast Tarmogoyf on turn 2. and have 19 white sources, so you're kind of meeting in the middle. I just don't like having the bare minimum of green sources. I think being able to cast Tarmogoyf on turn 2 consistently is the key to winning a lot of matchups, especially the unfair ones, so I think that's why I'm kind of leaning towards more on the 14 green sources. How's it going, Mark? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you again for tuning in. Really, really, really appreciate it. So yeah, I guess we're going to just get the ball rolling. Enough of me talking, giving an intro here. Like I said, testing out the Auriok Champions in the sideboard. Hopefully they prove to be worth it in the sideboard. Hopefully we play against Black-Red Prowess at least once this league so we can actually kind of draw it and see how well it does perform. I do want to give credit to Martin in the Facebook group as well. I'm in a group chat with him as well, and I love bouncing ideas off him because he's been playing Abzan just as long as I have probably. And he kind of did a quick Google search, gather search, sorry, and he actually found this beautiful card that I think he's gonna try. He doesn't stream. He doesn't make any content, but he provides a lot of good data for me because he also plays similar decks. We always have different play styles with Abzan, but he suggested this Paladin Envac, which is he is kind of iffy on the Auriok Champions just because it's a 2-mana 1/1, doesn't really combat crackback very well. This is a 3-mana 2/2, and he thinks that the 2 power might be worth it. The first strike, I'm not sure about that will be, but I mean, like, it forces like Monastery, Swiftspear, and Soulscar Mage to actually cast a spell. Otherwise, it just profitably like kills the 2 creatures in combat, which is not nothing. Like it really does stonewall them effectively. So I was thinking about testing a 1/1 split with the Auriok Champion and the Paladin, but I kind of want to just test the Auriok Champion first as kind of like a baseline and just see. Oh, I want to see if this Paladin would be better. Like there's a lot of pros and cons. The life gain on the Auriok Champion is very, very clutch. But there's also a lot of flip side, like Martin suggested. Like it doesn't crack back very well. It dies a Plague Engineer. So we'll see how it goes. I think the life gain matters a lot more than the 2 power, which is why I'm going to lean on 2 Auriok Champions. But I'm going to point out, like, every time, if I end up to the point where I draw an Auriok Champion, I'm going to compare it to this Paladin and back. Just to be like, is this better in this situation or not? Just to see how it is in practice. One path is a 75. It's because I feel like Fatal Push is just as good as Path right now, just because of Scourge. You don't need the versatility of Path, in my opinion, right now. I got 2 4/1s with this in the deck. The deck is really good actually, and most people laugh at junk. And this is awesome. I appreciate the kind words, and I'm happy you got the 2 4/1s. That's awesome. That's a great record. You can say it's a small sample size, but that's a great record. I'm gonna keep this 1 mana, but we have a lot of 1 mana interactions, so see how it goes. Point said, "Hi, good luck." I'm gonna say thank you. You too. I feel like I'd rather prefer the Champion's life gain, especially with all the burner prospect. Exactly. I think the life gain is probably more valuable in my opinion, so I'm gonna again lean on that, but we'll see how it goes. We just always draw just the best land. So now we can just double Thoughtseize too. They have double Folio. Okay. Fine. Opponent said, I thought you would be on DNT. Why would my opponent think I would be on DNT? I don't know why my opponent messaged me that. I don't think I've ever registered DNT ever in my life. I thought you would be on DNT. I've never played DNT in my life. I'm not saying it's a bad deck, but I don't think I've ever played it. I don't think I've ever registered it either. Thalia Shabadoons. Path is an interesting draw. So we're just gonna get the old Batterskull here. Because Batterskull on this battlefield seems pretty sweet. I may not burn myself out of junk, but we'll find out. What do you mean burn yourself out? Like, what are you concerned? That's only to come and watch more. Sweet. How'd your elite go, I am Jack? Fun is cracking, which is a great sign for us. This Dolly is kind of annoying because we can't Thoughtseize and Batterskull in. I think I'm just gonna pass the turn. They don't have Aether Vial to like mess with their Batterskull, so I think it's just correct just to pass the turn. Just get this Batterskull online, and then next turn, if we draw a 4th land, we can discard spell that way. I think it's better just to stay patient here. I mean, they could draw Path, and if they Path their Batterskull, that's fine, because we kind of want the lands either way. Made some minor tricks if I'm gonna start doing that. Sweet. Let me know how it goes. What were your matchups in your league? Just kind of curious on how the online meta is. As always, I think the first time I watch a lot of streamers while I work and stuff, so I always ask like, what's your matchups? What's your matchups? Because it's always good to see what data you can gather from there. I have to pay 1 mana to play to cash in this bauble. That's awkward. I feel like they have a path here though, so I think it's just safe to attack here. It smells like a path. Add boggles, 2 turn pass, 1 Uro, 1 Tron. I'm assuming you lost a Tron and Uro, right? That would be kind of my best guess here. I can't really assume anything. Okay, this bauble feels kind of bad as Lethalia, but what are you going to do? See what they're going to draw. Give her ruins. It's fine with me. That's Tarmogoyf. And pass the turn. No path. Oh, that's pretty good. This discard spell is kind of awkward. Flicker Wisp. Okay, that's fine. Just gonna exile this Germ token. Give her so that we know 2 to 3 cards. I think it's safe just to attack with this Goyf here. And then probably just play Stoneforge Mystic. I lost to Uro, 1 prowess. Oh, so you beat Tron, nice. I had fallen damage size, so the Tron match was actually nice. That always feels good when you beat Tron. That feeling never ever gets old. I'm gonna attack with this Tarmogoyf. They're gonna take it. Okay. So I think this discard's all dead, honestly. It feels like a dead card. So I could either A, hold up Path, which is not the greatest. I could B, return Batterskull, or C, cast Stoneforge Mystic. I feel like Stoneforge Mystic doesn't do anything because like Fire and Ice or Feast and Famine don't do anything against this board of Giver plus Flicker Wisp. I think it's best just to bounce Batterskull. I probably have to take a 5 damage probably, which is fine because we're probably winning this race because then we can just return Batterskull and the next turn flash in the Batterskull and Path. So I think I'm just going to take that line and just return Batterskull here. I went in against your advice and bought Choking to 75. It overperforming Beaving. Black White, it seemed like they didn't bring in Gust for just voice. I got him. Nice. I'm glad I'm glad you just give me that kind of feedback though. I really appreciate it because it's like it's nice to see like how those cards perform. It's great data, and I'm glad you bring that up. Like even if like I'm wrong, like I want people to tell me that because if it's good, like I want to know, and then I might run the choke on my sideboard now just to try it out. So is the Uro like the 4-color with Omnath, or is it the or is it like Spant Uro or Solterra Uro? What kind of Uro is it? I wish I could single channel bottom down 1 to 2. I like having one like that. Yeah, I think it's correct to have that. I don't think it's a bad idea for sure. I think I'm just gonna attack. And if they like block, it's fine. Because they're not gonna attack with this Dolly anyway. Sure. I'm gonna cast this Inquisition. Do I want to cast this Inquisition? I feel like they would just. I feel like any card they would have, they would just cast it, even if it's a path. So actually, I think I'm gonna just cast this other Stoneforge Mystic here, and then see if I want to hold up path, or I could just like flash in that sword. I think that's just better. Or I always I'm gonna flash in the Batter Skull, but I think it just gives me another option. So I'm gonna cast this Sword and Fire and Ice. Sorry, fetch the Sword and Fire and Ice and go from there. Goes Band Arrow. I'm not sitting around because I get your reasoning. But being less. Sure. Oh crap! I just like let it go. I could have just flashed it in. That's okay. Actually, it's better to just to hold it. Actually, because I don't want them to just. I would have another Flicker Wisp. Sure. They don't have another land, then this discard spell is great. We try Hex Drinker. I had Hex Drinker in my green base list. Oh, damn it. Oh, they can't cast it with Thalia. Nice. Yeah, so it's I like what Mark said is like my list is now black white based, which is I mean Hex Drinker is kind of easy to cast, but it's still not the most optimal. So I'm definitely going to cast this Inquisition here. I think we can safely lead on that first. Oh, it also just give us the most information. Oh, they have a path. Okay. Sucks that we have no basics, though. That's good information for them, because now they have a Ghost Word or two. So we'll just take the sword here. I think it's just a safe attack here. They're going to give whatever protection. Sure. And then from here, we're just going to cast another Tarmogoyf and pass the turn. They could Ghost Quarter us, which is going to be kind of annoying, but... Arbiter, sure. Like, we don't have any basics anyway, so this Ghost Quarter is just a literal strip mine at this point. Sure. Oh, that's a great draw. Like, Barrasco does a great job of, like, gumming up the ground, too. So you're gonna, like, let the Thalia go. Okay, so I just, like, now my Inquisition is live here. And then now I'm going to play this Tarmogoyf and then hold up path. So this is working out great for us. Nice. Now this path is going to work overtime. Because now we can just path this giver. And then I can gain all the life off this Batter Skull. Hex, the D&T is definitely tier 1, so... Sweet. And I feel like I kind of want some sideboard hate against it too. I mean, I feel like it is a positive matchup for us. So, I think the easy swap is probably Sword and Feast. If Famine gets swapped with just a Sword and Light and Shadow. Engineer Explosive seems sweet. And then from there, I mean, I could kind of see maybe like a 1 or 2 Kyle's Gal come in as just like an edict effect. I don't have Damnation. I kind of don't like Damnation. I'd rather have like something like Engineer Explosives that's a little bit more recurable. Um, they are a lot very like 1-drop, 2-drop heavy. Giver Ruins, Leonin Arbiter, Thalia. Damnation's kind of awkward with Thalia because we are kind of lower to the ground. It's kind of difficult for us to hit the 4th land consistently. That being said, like I think like against D&T, I'd rather have like a Flaying Tendrils, just because that 3 mana cost is that much clutch, and then it kills just as much as everything, and then your Tarmogoyfs also survive. So I think if you really want like an actual like 3 mana, 4 mana sweeper, I think Flaying Tendrils is better than Damnation right now. If you really want to specifically target the D&T deck. Which might be correct. I mean, I can see having a sweeper in the sideboard. It makes sense if you're running into that online, like having 2 explosives and like 1 Flaying Tendrils. It makes sense to me. I think that might be a correct meta call. I think I actually might do that. That's a great idea. Flaying Tendrils in the sideboard, I think might actually seem like the more I'm like kind of processing and thinking about it, it seems correct. So I do want to try it. I kind of want to cut the discards though. Maybe on the draw it's better. But like on the play, like maybe I want Kaya's Guile instead. Maybe we like cut, like trim 1 Thoughtseize and then like have a Kaya's Guile. You kind of don't want to get too congested with the mana. But maybe we go like this because we don't want the discard late game either. Like it's kind of awkward. Because at the end of the day, this is a mid-range matchup. I can also see just Gideon's coming and just has like a mid-range Mirror Breaker. But I think like on the draw, I think maybe cutting a Thoughtseize or a Kaya's Guile makes sense, and then like on the play, boarding in the 2nd Kaya's Guile. We are kind of naked to a Flicker Wisp. Like we took a lot of damage against we took a lot of damage from the Flicker Wisp game, like that game 1. So having like a flash blocker that can just ambush it is pretty nice. They can't Aether Vow a Flicker Wisp to exile our token, which is kind of annoying. But then like if they do that, it's like, well, they're already so busy like flickering our Batterskull tokens and stuff. So like, it seems fine. Do you like Decays or because we're not aggro Trophy is better? I like Trophy better just because it's a little bit more versatile. Being able to hit like a Batterskull or a land like Field of the Dead, like that versatility is very, very important, and why I would prefer Trophy over Abrupt Decay. I think I'm like forced to like fetch Shock here. We have a bunch of fetches, so it's like I think I'm gonna cast a Bauble and target our opponent here. They revealed Sword of Fire, nice. So I'm gonna fetch a Gutless Shrine, taking a ton of damage. Hopefully we get like a Thalia or something. Mirroring Crusader. Wow. I think we have to take the Arbiter here, because we shuts off all of our fetch lands here. So we're forced to take the Arbiter, but we have to find a way to deal with this Mirroring Crusader. We do have a Liliana, and we have Engineer Explosives that we can cast on 3. So it's not the end of the world. Fatal Push would have been very good right there. I'm going to cast this Lurrus the following turn. So I think it's just correct to play this Stoneforged Mystic. So let's see what they have on top. Skyclave Apparition. Okay. That makes our EE on 3 very, very, very good. So let's conserve our life here. Get a basic swamp and cast Stoneforge Mystic. I'm gonna get our Batter Skull, which is kind of awkward, but like we need to kind of force them to. I could actually, it was correct to get a Sword of Light Shadow. That was just a punt on my end. Man, we're just getting all these bubbles. I don't want them to Apparition us. Oh, okay. They're not going to. They're not going to Apparition or Stoneforge Mystic, which is very, very interesting. I think we bobble them. And then it might just be correct just to Liliana them. And then we can like E on 3 the following turn. Lily here. I think I like Lily here. Yep, I agree with you. I'm gonna give her ruins. To make them play their spirit. Yeah, I agree. If they play the other giver, that gets very, very annoying, because then we kind of have to like somehow get around double giver. We're gonna have to go to 10. I don't have to go to 10, but I kind of want to leave a draw for the Skyclave Apparition. So we're gonna Liliana. Stops them from double givering, obviously, which is great. Here. We could also just like block this too. Yeah, I agree. That's a great point too. Because at this point, if they attack us, that's just fantastic for us too. I kind of actually feel like we need a block here. Okay. Actually, I think them attacking us is correct. Okay, sure. It was... Sure, that's fine. Sword of Light and Shadow. Stoneblade. Disgusting. Why do you gotta be mean like that? I think we just E for 3. And then we take 6. Hopefully draw another land off the top, and then we can go crack EE, play Lurrus, bring back Bobble. That would be ideal. Sure. Sure. Land. Thank you. Only Slay is in the control. Stoneforge Mystic is a great card. Don't hate on it. So I definitely have to crack the EE first, and then cast the Lurrus. So I think I'm just forced to, yeah, just crack the EE. What's great is I also get a spirit off this. Another blocker is clutch. Silent clearing, okay. Control with Stoneforge stick. Sure. Feel the ruin. So I think I have to Skyclave Apparition the Giver Ruins. And then I'm gonna flash in the Batterskull, and then we just trophy it. Yeah. I don't think we want to EE on one. I want to come up the board. Sure. Trophy the Batterskull. I guess I should have bubbled after. So that's kind of a slight misplay, but I do kind of want to gain the life with the Lurrus. So I think that's why I did like that. So I'm gonna attack with this Lurrus here. It makes them tap out. So now they have a sword. And I'm gonna gain some life here. I think I might just attack with this illusion. Because if their turn is Sword and Fire and Ice equipped, I'm going to block with this Skyclave, I think. I was thinking about trying to make a Stone Lurrus using Ascension. I don't know how great that would be. I think it's an attack. Do they draw exactly Path? That sucks. Wow, they drew exactly Path to exile. That's amazing. So if they draw a land for sword, we're not. Oh, okay, that was a great draw. Okay. Sure. Dang. We are at 1 life, so we can't Batterskull plus hold up push. We don't need to Skyclave the sword, because we can just cast this Batterskull and block the Stoneforge Mystic. So we can either cast Batterskull or play Skyclave plus push. I kind of like just playing this Batterskull here, because if they have the push, or if they have the removal spell, then they win the game anyway. So if we Skyclave here, exile the Stoneforge Mystic, that's the only way we play around Flicker Wisp. But we need to exile the sword eventually, right? I think the highest upside is just to cast this Batterskull, and then just start recuperating this life. And if they push token, I don't like that line though. Skyclave, Sword from Mystic, push token. I kind of like just getting the Batterskull down, to be honest. Yeah, no, actually, it might be correct. No, I think you're right. I think it does force them to draw something. I think you're right there. Yeah, I think this is the safer line. I think this is the safer line. Who won game one? I won game one. Sure. Sword of Light and Shadow, gain 3 and returns a creature. Oh my god. That's really unfortunate, because that means we can't equip our sword this turn. Really annoying. We're gonna cast a sword though. It represents the most like pressure, I guess, in a sense, that because we just need to gain the life. Oh, you're right. Goif would have presented lethal, but I think if they have, yeah, I think you're right. Goif equip would have casting Goif would have presented a quicker clock. Sure. Oh man, they drew Flicker Wisp. What? No way. So they have path. They have to have path. They have to have path, right? Oh, but they just equip too. Gosh darn it. And then we just bring back the Skyclave apparition, and then we just exile it. Nice. So now they need Skyclave apparition for this sword, or they are in a roll of hurt too. Why? Yeah. Exactly. Which the thing is, like, if they have path, they have to they path the apparition, and then I guess but then they're forced to block. Okay. I mean, if they have a sword, so their last card was sword and Stoneforge Mystic. They have any more cards in there, so they're gonna fetch a sword. If they have a maul, that's pretty bad. But even then, we just attack through it. Yeah, this card does nothing. So we could attack. There's nothing in the graveyard here. We could Thoughtseize. We're gonna Thoughtseize the sword away. So we go to 6, down to 4. Yeah, I like drawing. You're right. So let's crack green. Sword of Light and Shadow. Or Fire, nice. Yep, tap land. Unfortunate. I don't want them to get a blue... I don't want to get them a blue token here, because then we can't attack through it. I don't want this apparition to suicide, because they're just gonna get a 3/3. Okay. They drew the Flicker Wisp. Okay. This Sword of Fire and Ice is gonna win the game now. This game was wild. So this has pro white and pro blue. Opponent said did a small error and lost. I think that small error was the field probably, huh? Yeah, I agree. That was the correct line. Definitely the correct line. Woot woot. Tier 1 spider. Tier 1. Sky Cave Apparition. Fantastic. Sky Cave Apparition definitely was pretty gas. With Sword and Lightning Shadow too. Like being able to like recur it with the Sword and Lightning Shadow, bring it back, and eat the Flicker Wisp was very, very clutch. I think that just showed the power of Sky Cave Apparition and Sword and Lightning Shadow. That was gasoline. That was awesome. What happens when you stream though is when you stream, you look at chat and you're like thinking through all the lines, and then like you just take extra time. But I'm glad we took that line, Martin, that you pointed out. That felt good. I want to play against me. Technically, the last time we played, I think it was off stream, and I think I got the best of that match. Just gonna throw that out there, Spider. But this was definitely before pre-Skyking that person, though. I think that was like right before Zendikar Rising was printed, right? Or released on MGO. I mean, it was definitely close. Like, time was definitely a factor. Definitely took my time just interacting with chat and stuff, which adds up, right? So, Bako I can't say this guy's name, person's name. I'm sorry, our opponent's name. But this user is usually always on Storm. So just using that information. I'm going to mulligan this. This person's always on Storm. Better. We'll see if it pays off. I mean, this hand's just kind of naturally better against a non-interactive deck. Ooh. So this person's on Belcher now. Which, again, this hand is a lot better. I guess... Excuse me. This user is usually on Storm. I think if you look at this username, it's on Storm usually, to be honest. Yes. Oh, their hand is ass. So we just take the land here. Probably Thoughtseize the Talisman if they end up keeping it. I can also just see holding the Thoughtseize at this point. I want to make Storm Belcher. your creativity is just going all over the place, buddy. So you do have the Spy, so I'm going to have to take that. But they are far from it. Take that back. If they... Trophy. I guess the line is just Trophy here, so then, like, if they... So then if they draw a Mana Rock, like, they just can't cast it. So I think I'm going to Trophy the Mana Rock here. Because it also makes green, if that is at all relevant at all. Please tell me they don't have a basic. They can't have a basic. Sweet. We also don't have a clock at all. So here I could either cast a sword or play Thoughtseize, and I think I'm going to just Thoughtseize here. I think I'm just gonna Thoughtseize here and play it safe, because if they had drawn a Simian Spirit Guide here, we're just dead to the Spy. If they go land plus Simian Spirit Guide, I'm gonna play a little bit safer here and Thoughtseize and take the Spy. And they had the Simian Spirit Guide, so we paid off there. We definitely hit the payoff there. We still need to draw a threat, though. Bobble. I think I'm just gonna pitch the sword away. I could also just like I can also just ball on myself, and if I want to shuffle it away, I can play it, and I can just pitch it. So let's bobble ourselves. We need a threat point. Tarmogoyf. That's great. I'm actually gonna hold the sword here because I want the Tarmogoyf to just start pressuring them too. Actually no, because the next turn I'm gonna draw a card off the bobble, and then I'm gonna draw the Tarmogoyf. So then I can pitch the other card I draw next turn and play the sword out. So it's actually correct just to keep the sword, because next turn I'll draw a mystery card in Tarmogoyf, I'll play Tarmogoyf, discard the mystery card, and the following turn I can just pitch the sword. So I'm going to keep the sword here. I was thinking it was pretty cautious, but 2 seems going to top my cards, yeah. Pitch the land here. I'm going to pitch the sword, they make out, assume. They have a lot of dead cards, and so this Liliana is not that great right now, to be honest. What is a spy combo? What the spy combo does is it enters the battlefield and it reveals cards from top of the library until they reveal a land card, then put those cards into the graveyard. They have no lands in the deck because they have all these spell lands. So what happens is they mill the whole deck into the library, and then they have stuff like Narcobeam that comes back, and they have Creeping Chills that get milled, and then the Creeping Chills trigger the 3/1 that recurs back whenever you gain a life, whatever that's called. Whatever the card that's played in Dredge. And then after that, then Prize Amalgam's call comes back, and then you bring back like a 6/6 Titan, etc., etc., and then you just win the game next turn. So again, we do need a clock. So like, they drew a land, so which is scary. We're just gonna keep pressuring them. Yeah, I agree, Spider Space. It's definitely awkward, and that is one of the notable, I guess, D-synergies in the deck. So we just need to hope that they just keep whiffing here. No. Damn it. We were so close. I mean, having the equipment in hand honestly didn't matter. The fact that we went to turn 6 without any pressure is the reason why we lost the game. These one-card combos, they're pretty good. Seems pretty good. Wow, they have main deck Leyland Sanctity? That's insane. So the combo, so I'm going to let my opponent do it, but the combo is, I know someone in the chat asked, so they Creeping Chill, the Narcomimas get brought back. I guess this version doesn't run Prize Amalgams, but they can cast, where is it? They have a Titan in the graveyard, if this is the version. They also have Prismatic Guardian. If they did have cards in hand, if they weren't pressured, they could bring that back, but they also have, so here you go, Salvage Titan. So they sacrifice 3 artifacts, or exile 3 artifacts from your graveyard, and then you can bring it back, and then you trigger Vengevine, and then you just win that way. Or you just go through one combat step, honestly. They drew land, and then they drew spy. Yeah, so they drew perfect. But we didn't really present that much pressure anyway. So the way they trigger Vengevine is they cast a creature, and then they cast Salvage Titan, and then they bring back the Vengevines. So we're just dead. What am I doing? They drew their out. TLDR. So Kaya's Guile. I like Solid Pride Mage and Gaddock Teague. Yeah, of course. I try to treat my stream as kind of a learning experience too. Um, so it's great to use the stream as a learning experience as well as just being a spike and trying to make Abzan work and this and that. So I'm really glad to show you how it works. It's unfortunate that we never have our main deck spell bombs in that situation, which is really unfortunate. I don't like Ashioks um, because they go off the same turn. With the spy or I think the other card's like called Undercity Informant or whatever. Like Ashok literally does nothing against that matchup. I think trying to figure out if I want Sword of Light and Shadow or Sword of Fire and Ice. I think I actually want to board in the 2 Engineered Explosives, just because we can destroy their mana rocks and keep them off mana. It's just a matter of how many of these. It also kind of desynergizes with Gaddock, which is kind of awkward. I might just like board in 1. Maybe board out a Sword of Fire and Ice. I'm a mix between. I'm just a stubborn spike. Does that make sense? So it's like I'm going to play Abzan, but be very spiky about it. So Fire and Ice and Stone Force make. I think that's a fair assessment here. I was thinking of doing that too. I agree with you there. So to answer your question, Juggernauts, about the combo with the Understanding format, the Belcher also is the same way, where you mill your whole deck and you don't have any mounds and it deals that much damage. So, ugh, we really need a green source here for this Tarmogoyf. We have a redraw 2. 13 green sources with, 14 green sources with 2 draws. It's about third, 33. So 1 minus plus 3.7. It's about a 60% chance to draw a green source. I think this hand seems fine. It has everything we want. Pressure into a sword. I think I have to be greedy and keep this. If we don't draw the green source, we don't draw the green source. We have 14. It's about a 60% win rate if I calculate that correctly. Maybe a little more. Snap Mole. I don't know about that. Opponent mulled in 2. So they have land. Okay. Green source. Green source. Come on, deck. You know I love you. I mean, this hand is also very bad by our opponent. Like, they're just so far off Belcher. Come on, green source. Come on, deck. You know I love you. Come on, deck. Thank you. So, let me think. If I want to play Goyf or Sword. If I go Goyf, they go to 17. 17, and then we can, if we hit a land off the top, that's like the highest ceiling here. Trying to figure out if I want to play the sword or the goif. Let me do math real quick. So sword, 17, and then they take 5, go to 12. I can play both threats out. If they cast Tarmogoyf, they take 7. They go 17, 11. Doesn't do much. So Goyf 17, 17, 11, 17, 11. So 4 turns. Sword 6, 17. Equip 17, 12. So it's the same clock. So I think I'm gonna get the sword down. And this makes us more mana efficient. They just have it. Oh. Well, that punished us because we could attack with both Goyfs and attacked, but so is life. So we are 1 point short. Kind of awkward. There's no lands in the graveyard, so a fetch land off the top will win the game. Sweet. Game 3. Let's go. Turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Trophy, turn 3 hopefully Lurrus. Hopefully we draw a bauble. That's fair. Spare Space, thanks for the cheer, buddy. Really appreciate it. They're hurting on mana. I'm gonna not fetch her because I kind of want to draw land. I'm trying to figure out if I want to trophy the Leyline or trophy a Talisman, or play Tarmogoyf. So if we play Tarmogoyf, that provides the most pressure, and then we can trophy their Talisman. The other thing we could do is we could play Tarmogoyf and then just hold up trophy. They literally need to hit Spy or Informant. So we kind of need to I kind of like just holding the trophy here and then just hopefully draw a third land. This is totally contingent on drawing a third land here. At which point, like, we could hold up Kaya's Guile unless they draw Belcher, and if they draw Belcher, we can just trophy it. So I think I'm gonna have to be a little bit greedy here. Trophying isn't gonna do anything because I need to draw. I think spending our turn trophying isn't gonna do anything. Them not drawing a third land is also very bad. I don't know if they have a sideboard basic. I think some lists do and some lists don't. But I'm gonna have to just get a clock down, in my opinion. And I'm next time I'm kind of priced to hold up Kaya's Guile anyway. So we're just gonna go with this line here. Okay, so they have Talisman. So we need to draw a third land here or not. We can just not draw a third land at all. So this sucks because now we can't hold up Kaya's Guile. So our line is either A, we could trophy a Talisman now, and then hope they don't have another mana source for Belcher. We're just dead to Informant right now, so there's no way around that. I feel like if they have a sideboard basic, then trophying this Talisman is actually just does nothing. So that's actually really good information. I've heard them having rumblings of one basic, but I've never seen all the times I've played against Belcher and the Oops All Spells deck. Like they've never had a basic post board, but like these lists are just changing every cycle. Like I feel like I'm playing as a different version of this deck every week or every day. Yeah, so I'm gonna just play this Tarmogoyf and then just attack, and then hopefully they just don't have it. If they have Belcher, then they have Belcher. Oh, if they have Belcher, that's actually fantastic for us. If I want them to have Belcher, but they have this. If they have the Informant or the City, we're just dead anyway. Belcher, Belcher. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! The third land means we would have just won that game. Well, it's good info here because they reveal the deck and they don't have it. So darn, that was just so close, right? Like we were right there. They had the Simian Spirit Guide anyway, so GG's. This Kaya Gal is pretty gross. Why are you suggesting to not attack? Because it's only trophy and you probably don't have field. Yeah, that makes sense. I agree with your assessment. 1-1. 1-1. That's just so close, right? Like that's just the margin error you have, where it's like if I just draw on that third land, like we would just be so, like we would just instantly win. Like if they play Belcher, we trophy it, and then if they play that spy, we insta win by just Kaya's Guiling. So yeah, but then we also take 12 plus 8, because it's 12 plus. They had a Vengevine in hand, right? So it would have been 12 plus another 12. We would have been dead. Because we take 9 off Creeping Chill if they had one in hand. I don't remember what was in their hand. But they take 9 off Creeping Chill, and then we just take 2 or 3 Event Rate hits. What do you mean by they would just rip another Informant? I guess so, because like if they have Belcher, we just trophy and then we just hold Kazgal the following turn, and we just hold up Kazgal the whole time. They could theoretically rep another Belcher, but then we just at that point we have two Tarmogoyfs and they're just so big at that point. And in fact, I probably wouldn't play the other Tarmogoyf, but like it's like a 4-turn clock-ish maybe. Sand seems gas. If they go literal, if they with in that sequence they have the spy, we just exile the graveyard and we insta win based on how that land lined up. So it would have been just an insta win from there. Teferi Time Reveler. It's pretty disgusting. Are they forcing this? Wow. What is in their hand that they want to force the turn 1 discard spell? Little do they know that we have 2 more discard spells. Sadly, we do not have a second black source. So let's see what they're gonna draw here. Flooded Strand. Not great info. That makes sense. Double Force. Dang, we really wish I had a black source here. Because we're just like trading non-stop resources here. It's just gasoline. We just draw the baubles. Okay, so they play a fetch land that we do not know about. So now we know it's Teferi, Floodstrand, and 1 unknown. Sorry, I don't have the MTG belt set up. It's like broken for me. I feel like I'm kind of priced to... I guess I can just do both. I just trophy plus Thoughtseize here. The thing is so I know every card in the hand. The thing is I guess we should bauble them just to see if we should trophy on our turn to shuffle it away, or if we just let them draw. And they drew Supreme Verdict, which I'm kind of okay with them drawing, to be honest. So we're taking quite a bit of damage here. We're going to go 13. Take the Teferi. We can let them draw Supreme Verdict. And then at the draw step, I'm going to trophy the Ren 6. Draw happened. And then we just Liliana, and hopefully Liliana can take over the game at that point. Excuse me. Misty, so they have... Oh, this is awkward. Very, very awkward. They'll probably pitch the land. I think we just have to pitch the Batter Skull, unfortunate as that is. But like we're kind of, the noose is kind of tightening around us. The same. How's it going, Mike? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for the sub. I don't think I pitch Lander because like you're never gonna be able to cast the Batter Skull at that point, right? So at this point, I think the way we lose this game is if they top deck Uro here. They go Uro, play fetch land, and we're just like very, very screwed. Hopefully they just draw lands at that point. Flooded Strand. Okay. Okay, that was not the greatest draws. Okay. I'm gonna pitch. I'm gonna crack the Silent Ring here. 2-drop, Tarmogoyf. That's kind of a dead draw. That's unfortunate. We also don't have any other double black spells other than Luna. That's just why I pitched it. Oh god, feel the dead. Fuck me. Just gonna have to keep pressuring. We need a Lurrus or just something. Okay, that's something. Awkward that we can't exactly pitch this. So here I'm actually going to not plus with the Zuliana. I'm going to get Sword and Feast and Famine. Oh crap. No. I wanted to minus. Damn it. Damn it. I wanted to minus her. Oh, they have Mystic Sanctuary in a way. I think we're in a losing proposition either way. Yeah. Because we minus them, they can attack the Liliana, which is fine. We're still kind of, because they just draw Lightning Bolt too. I don't think that punt really mattered, because they would still have a zombie token. We would be. I guess it's contingent on what they draw, obviously, but we need to not draw that. We're gonna keep playing though. We're gonna play this and hopefully draw another land to equip. Yeah, I don't think I can beat field anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, you're right, Joseph. That's the situations you run into, right? I should have not shocked. I should have waited to see if they're going to counter this, but I feel like we're just such a low percentage to win this game, so it doesn't really matter. The correct play would have been cast this first and see if this resolve. That doesn't matter. Somehow Lilia seems more awkward than it's. I'm not gonna lie. That interaction hasn't come up. Like I've been playing the Stoneforge Mystic like Abzan list a lot, and honestly, like that only has come up. I think this league. I think every other time it just hasn't really come up. To be honest, I'm gonna be kind of blatantly honest here. I think we're gonna board Storyline, Shadow board the Fire and Ice, board the Teagues, board the Ashioks, and board the Kai'Sgale. And then from here, probably just gonna board all the removal because they don't do anything. Excuse me. And then from here, yeah, seriously. I think Lithophron Blight comes into I like burning in 2 anyway. I think this is this matchup where I just board out Liliana because it's just so awkward. As you've noticed, like against this deck, like Liliana's just really kind of awkward, and they just like we can go into top deck mode and then like they just cast Uro and or not Uro Omnath and then just recoup all that card advantage back, and Uro too. So I just feel like Liliana isn't that efficient because I feel like we discard all of our good cards and then they just they can discard the 2 good cards too, but then they just accumulate it back. It's still good, but I just don't like it, honestly. I don't think it's that great. I mean, I could see keeping it like 1. I guess I can see it being better than Skyclave Apparition. Because like it can exile Uro or Omnath, but then we kind of already have the Lilion anyway. Maybe we just go like this then. If I like Hyla's God just because it shuts off Mystic Sanctuary and Uro too. But I guess we already have a lot of Yardy with the Ashocks and the Spell Bombs. But like holding it is pretty awkward too, so I can see that too. Let's just run it like this. Hashtag Team Ice. I feel like out of the teams that we both have, I think Team Ice has the most turmoil, and that might be because of yours truly, but it's all about the turmoil. You don't understand. The greatest enemy is our own teammates. You missed it, Mike, because the last stream I did, we had Francisco and Fluffy in the chat too. It was pretty gas. And it was just all nonstop shit talking, as you would expect from Team Ice, right? I guess Fluffy wasn't part of either, but we had Francisco, Spider, and me, and of course we're all shitting on each other's decks. So point of 0 and 5. Beautiful. It's just because everyone forgets KO. What do you mean? What do you mean everyone forgets I'm on Team Ice? I pulled my weight. Thank you very much, Mr. Spider-Space. I very much pulled my weight that league. You have to admit. I beat Guido. I beat Kat. I beat Caleb. I think I gotta give myself. No, I think I 5-5'd or 6-4'd. You gotta give me credit, Michael. Come on, dude. Let's go. You gotta give me some credit. Lurrus of the Dream, then. I think Lurrus is going to be very important in us grinding this game out. So I'm going to keep this Lurrus, especially with the Mishra's Ball in our graveyard. Oh, fuck off with your pulling the way. You set me up for that against you. Oh man, that's. I guess I can't say much. I hate you, Michael. I hate you so much. I guess Sword and Fire and Ice would have been better in this situation just because we did see Bolt game 2. I think we're going to draw Fetch Sword and Feast and Famine though. Okay with your Tenno. I got it. I understand. We get it. We get it. This is a tough spot here. Because, like, they don't have any fetch lands, so this Ren 6 actually kind of does nothing. They don't have any removal spells for the Stoneforge Mystic either. Do we just get this Lurrus online? They're also off Verdict too. So I kind of want to just attack this Ren down, play Lurrus, bring back Bauble, and then hopefully they just don't have anything. Like, I feel like if they had the Bolt, they would have bolted the Stoneforge Mystic. And it'd be good to just get this Ren off the board too. So let's just take that line. Let's get an Overgrown Tomb here. And get that sweet Lurrus value. Lurrus of the Dream Den. So we can just target them now. I'm not going to change anything. Field of the Dead. Okay. I see your Field of the Dead. I see you. Trio. Plus. I'm just going to slam this ball back. This is a white source. So I kind of am scared of Verdict here. I have beaten Field of the Dead, and it's just thanks to the equipment with protection from black. I'm going to target myself with Bauble and see if I want to fetch it away, but I think I'm going to take that line of... Like, they would have bolted my Lurrus, for sure. So, Mishra's Bauble. I don't think I want a Mishra's Bauble here. I don't think I want a Mishra's Bauble. I think I want, like, other cards. Taking a lot of damage here, which is unfortunate, but they F6'd also, which is good to see. But we're also going to gain this life back. Attack the Ren. They're probably gonna have a white source, Supreme Verdict. So I'm just not gonna play out any of these cards. So they don't have double white. Oh, fantastic. This is fantastic. This bubble engine, I just love it so much. So beautiful. It's just a matter of if we want to bubble ourselves. I don't think it really matters. I think our opponent's information is more valuable than anything because I don't think we're gonna crack this land anyway. So I'm gonna play this land tapped. I'm just gonna hang tight. I think this is just a winning proposition. Target them. They have breeding pool, so they are just flooding, which is good. So we're gonna attack. Unfortunate that we're not gonna make most of this sort of feast and famine trigger if we end up getting this trigger in. Oh, they get the path. That's unfortunate. I guess I'll get a black source here. I could just Lurrus Bobble back again and just get that going. They could also like Mana Leak or Remand here. If they have Remand, then Tarmogoyf is slightly better. But now we just draw all the cards, which is gasoline. Bobble's great draw. So we know 2 of the 4 cards, 1 of the 3 cards. Our promise. Okay. Ransom 60, thank you for the follow. Really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So they have Field Unknown. Because I'm dumb, Joseph. Because I am dumb. I agree. I just don't get punished for being stupid, but you are 100% correct, and I'm just playing sloppy because I'm being a little distracted by chat. But you are 100% correct, Joseph. Thank you for pointing that out. I think for people who are new to the channel, I really appreciate people pointing out my mistakes because that's one of the things you point out and you prove as a player, prove the viewer experience is what you could have done differently, and that's something that is I don't like these minor misplays because those are things where like I prefer to play really tight. That's how you maximize your win percentages, right? Is playing tight. So I really appreciate everyone who is new to the channel to point out all the mistakes I do. I really encourage it because that's how I learn. It's how people watch this on YouTube and to Twitch VODs learn. It's just how everyone gets better as a Magic player, right? So again, thank you, Joseph. Really, really appreciate it. I think I'm just gonna roll this back. And in that spot, you see, right? Like, if I had a Liliana would just be so bad because I'm sandbagging all these cards and Liliana doesn't do much. I get that Liliana is out against, like, Field of the Dead, but, like, it's so few and far in between. I can see maybe Sword of Fire and Ice coming in. Just because they have, like, Lightning Bolt and stuff. How good would Choke have been? Choke would be very good. I mean, Choke is also kind of iffy because they also have Teferi. They just have a lot of answers to Choke, and it's one of those things where, like, you'll have those games where Choke does a lot, and then you have those games where, like, Choke, they just, like, bounce it, and then they just go off, and then Choke is just a dead card. And you can go under them, and I can see an argument for, like, if we have to go under them, and then the Choke just kind of puts that teetering point where it's just too much, where they, like, have to answer the Choke and a Tarmogoyf and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I can see that, but I still think Choke is just too easy to be answered. People are just spamming my chat. Interesting. And they're all different usernames. I can't exactly ban them either. But it's only been, it said stop messaging in the chat, so I think we're okay for now. If it starts going crazy, I'm going to do something about it in between now and the next game. An opponent said misclick. Did they right-click concede on accident? Make me mod, I can ban those. I don't know. Do I trust you? I don't know. I've thought about it, Spider. I've thought about EE being coming back and then blowing up all the zombies. I think that is relevant. I've thought about it, but like we just have so much that we have, and I think I'd rather have EE than Skyclave apparition if anything. I have to update the stream decker. Though it's only difference between that list and the list I have is I think is just the Auriok Champion in the sideboard. Wow, this hand is absolute ass. I'd also do. I can also make you mod 2 Spider if you want. This hand is absolute ass. This hand is okay. I think we just bottom the Blight here. It's not good again until like super late unless you just tap out for a Field of the Dead. So let's just do that. That's the mistake you're gonna make, Marcus. You'd never trust Saint Doom ever. That is a cardinal sin. Don't ever do it. Trust me. I wish we had a fetch land so we can kind of tinker with our draws, but I think we're gonna upkeep draw them, depending on if they fetch here. Is that your emo? Dude, that's awesome. Oh my god, that's lovely. Since they fetched, I'm just gonna bubble. They get a try, I'm sure. I will. I will sub you when you next stream when I do it. Good thing I'm not Catholic. I trust it. Of course, then people would think you support my derailing your stream attacks. You always derail my stream, and it's very, very, very annoying, Spider. You have to admit. If they ran in 6 here, that's very annoying. Because we just don't have an answer to it. Sure. Tarmogoyf would be very great here. Tarmogoyf or any 2-drop threat. That is not a 2-drop threat. At this point, I think I'm going to go Ashiok follow next turn, and then hopefully it gets forced, and then we can play Gideon the following turn. I think that's our avenue to victory here. Why do all these people have emotes of their own faces? Like, was that really a thing? It just looks so dumb. I'm sorry, it looks pretty stupid. The fairy. Sure. Sure. So I think here we're going to Lurrus here, bring back a bauble. I don't think we can Thoughtseize. I think we just have to play the Lurrus here and try to threaten their walkers at some point. My Rhino emote is awesome. You're just jealous. You are just jealous. Uro. Double discard's nice too. Because if we draw another land, we can go discard Ashiok and then discard plus Gideon. And that's the way we can kind of crawl back after this game. If they Teferi minus, that'd be good too. Yeah, I have the emote, Spider. I think someone gifted me a sub on your channel, so I use that lamp emote. This is what I look like. This is where I normally would have Vraska. Yeah, I can see that too. Why is that? They brought back Strand Play Strand. So they're holding their Uro. So I smell a Cryptic. So I think it's safe to lead on an Inquisition here. They could have Cryptic Command, which is very annoying. So maybe I lead on Thoughtseize. Just to hit Cryptic. And then this is like or not. This is what you got. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. So I kind of like Thoughtseizing here, just because I feel like they have Cryptic Command. Lena and I okay? I guess we can. I'll just trust you, Martin. So you have to give me a backstory on your genie theme. I don't really understand. Well, their hand is ass. So they have Cryptic. Well, why would I take the Uro? Oh, because I want to protect my Lurrus from the lightning bolt. That's why I took the bolt. It makes me wish I'd landed on Thoughtseize there, because it was just an easy Cryptic read. So I think I just play the land and pass. And then next turn I get Thoughtseize plus Ashiok. This red is going to be pretty close to ultimating here, but... because I don't want to just Thoughtseize into an open Cryptic. I'd rather Thoughtseize on a turn where I can slam another threat. Golden Rules never listen to Twitch chat. Yep, you're right. They're close to Field of that too. I mean, them wasting a Cryptic here is really good for us. I think they should just untap and hold Cryptic. And apparently, oh, they're cycling. That makes sense. That they're gonna cast the Cryptic, and I'm like, it's not. I would not do that. So they're just gonna get that engine going, which is absolutely gross. Sure. It's a catch-22, my friend. Catch-22. And I'm gonna try him here. Try to conserve life. That's a great draw. So now we can counter draw, sure. So I'm going to play the Ashiok here. Sure. We're pretty close to Field of the Dead. Ugh, oh, they got Cryptic Commands, right? It doesn't matter, because we can just mill it. Just fine. So they can ultimate Ren here, which is kind of awkward, but we just have a lot of yard hate. So I actually don't mind if they ultimate this, to be honest. We do have to eventually deal with all these walkers, though. Udo. Field of the Dead. So that sucks. They have 6 cards in hand. We know 2 of them. It's a matter of, do I want this Ashok to stay around? I can Thoughtseize and then play Gideon. And then just hope Gideon wins the game. I think at this point we just have to hopefully Gideon just pulls weight here. Ugh. That's awkward. Unfortunate. Oops. We kind of need one of our Lithiform Blights here. We just can't beat Field at this point. We kind of needed to draw like Stoneforge Mystic early on. It turned out I needed to draw a 2-drop. I needed to draw Stoneforge Mystic right then and there. Otherwise, we're just not under the ground enough. Under the ground. Low to the ground enough. I just gotta Seed here. We can't beat triple Planeswalkers. Even with the Sword and Feast of Famine on top, I don't think we can beat double Planeswalkers, which is unfortunate. Unfortunate. It might be an early concession, but I don't think it's... I think my percentage of winning that game is just so low with Teferi and Jace just accumulating so much value. Elder Spell in sideboard. I think I need a sideboard card for that matchup. Maybe Gideon just isn't it. Maybe there just isn't a spell that it's for the matchup. Maybe we do just need Choke. It's cute. Maybe you just need... I do need Choke. Just Chokes instead of Gideon's. Yeah, that's fair. I think it's a fair assessment, Martin. Sure. Opponent said hi, Galak. Thank you, you too. Stomping Ground. If this is Ponza, I want to leave on a fetch. Could be Jund. Vraska would definitely have been Deuce. You're not wrong. Oh, Dredge. Where are my main deck spell bombs, man? You are right. Vraska would have definitely done a lot of work. That's for sure. Yep. Do I just concede here? I'm kind of tempted just to concede unless I draw literal green source here. Or, sorry, literal spell bomb. But even then, they bring back... They don't bring back anything, actually. Oh, no, they do. They bring back an Amalgam, 2 Prize Amalgams. But they have all the loans. I think I'm going to not conceal what we're on, and if I don't draw Spellbound on my turn, I think I'm going to concede. Because I want to conceal information as much as possible. I don't think we're going to win this game. Dangerous Wager on that too. Just going to draw 2 cards. With an Ox in play too, in the graveyard too. I don't think we're going to win this game. Honestly. We literally need to draw Spellbomb. Because a single target isn't gonna stop that, and I'd rather just show Verdant Catacombs, and then just not really show we're wrong. Because I don't even want to show that we're on white. Kai's Guile, Ashiox, obviously for the yard hate. We're at the Lilianas. I can see maybe like a Skyclay coming out just because it's just really clunky. I can see both Skyclays coming out for like 2 Auriok Champions. that emote's never gonna get old, Mike. I hope you know that. Maybe we just board out like 1 push or something. I didn't take the pic. It was just a YouTube clip art. That's all I did was just screenshot. It's all thanks to YouTube. You're the one that gatekeeped it, and you proved that thumbnail, so that's all on you. Actually, I can see maybe push being better than trophy. Trophy does kill Ox, so maybe that's enough reason to board in the push instead of the trophy, just because it's more mana efficient. So we'll just do that. Yes, I would like to play first. Got that sweet, sweet yard hate. Oh, mulligan to 6. Taxes is tier 1, and then Spider doesn't want to play Taxes. That's such a Spider thing to do. My deck is in tier 1 now. I don't want to play it anymore. Do you really? What is new, Spider? I'm used to it at this point. Sure. Nice. Nice street court hit. I'm probably not going to cast that Thoughtseize. Do I want to cast this Thoughtseize? Don't think I want to play this Thoughtseize. I think we're just going to play a Stoneblade mistake and just let Batterskull take over the game. I agree, it's all dredge in the end. You are correct. Okay. They're going to dredge Thug. Didn't hit much. Do you get the difference? It's not that I don't want to play. I mean, I don't really want to make new things when Pack Deck is tier 1. I guess. I don't know. I think it goes back to where when I was on your stream, I'm like, dude, like I don't think you want your deck to be a tier 1 just because like then you just get all the sideboard hate like that Minrique, whatever, the unequipped destroy target equipment card. Now pop. Yeah, because it exiles all the dredgers. Sure. Still don't think I'm going to cast this Thoughtseize. I don't know if I really want to. That's nice. Kind of need another piece of interaction here. Hopefully we don't have another reunion. That'd be very bad. Mesa. Mesa plus Thug. Street corn is pretty gross. That's fine. So we need another piece of interaction. I'm going to fetch here. That is not the interaction I was hoping for. I'm going to crack this clearing. Hopefully hit another spell bomb. Another Thoughtseize. So their hand is Arid Mesa, Golgari, Thug, and Unknown. We could draw Sword of Light and Shadow, and that would be a good draw too. Probably Dredge Imp here. Sure. Oh, they have Ox too. Oh, they're just gonna go off now. I don't think I like Thoughtseize in there, just because of the fact that they could have a lot of dredgers too. And if they, I just don't think that payoff is there if I wanted a Thoughtseize instead of Stoneforge Mystic. We needed them to have another enabler, which they had. So I'll probably cast Ox here. So Sword and Fire and Ice would be nice. They dredged 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Imp 1, 2, 3, 4. Imp and 1, 2, 3, 4. So Imp, Imp, Thug. I can see it. I can see both arguments, to be honest. Oh god, they have so they have 2 Oxes. They're just gonna go off here. I mean, they could be dumb and just dredge Imp 3 times. That would be very good. I would prefer that, actually, if they could just dredge Imp 3 times. Nope. So, Ashiok wins the game here. Is that crazy? Ashiok wins the game here. Come on, Ashiok. Let's go. One time. Sure. Ashiok. Ashiok. One time. Because we could have milled them and then they'd have 0 cards in the library. We just had a lot of air here, which is just unfortunate. We path an Ox. Chump here. Block here. They could dredge, which would be very funny. See how it goes. Maybe they'll dredge. And then we can survive this turn. Dredge. Dredge all the cards in your library. They drew. Because if we can survive this turn, we do get another shot at Ashiok. If we can somehow survive this turn. They can conflagrate for 4, so we're at a virtual 12. Oh, they can conflagrate our Batterskull. So if they do that, then we just lose. They don't do that. Oh no, they can, because they just have 6 cards. Yeah, so they can just conflagrate our Batterskull. They can just conflagrate our board here. Unfortunate. Those main deck spell ones are not helping us. They conflagrate, we're gonna just concede here. Not a good night, that's to say the least. Yeah, I agree. Against a great dredge player, I think I know our opponent. I think his name's Michael too. I think he plays on my local game store. He's a very good Magic player. Major Riot, we're against Ponzo. Oh man. Okay, so this hand's pretty bad, obviously. Oh my god. Guess we're going to 5. You know, like, it's one of those things where, like, it's like a food chain, and it's easy just to beat the shitty decks, you know? Because MTGO is a huge mana sink, memory leakage issue. I'm gonna bobble our opponent here. Hey. Verdant Catacombs. Kind of want to conceal that we have Fatal Push. So I think I can do that. Ah, we have the black mana. That's nice. Yeah, it's there's no real way to fix it, to be honest, buddy. That's unfortunate. I feel like if we shock, they wouldn't have casted it anyway. We're just gonna have to lean on this Goyf to do all heavy lifting. It's a 4/5. Hopefully they don't have Clothis. They can't pillage us either, so hopefully we draw a discard spell. Oh, they have Ren? Oh, Sprawl, sure. Doesn't matter. Okay. They could Blood Moon us, which at this point I don't think it really care. If we just draw another land, we can just win with Tarmogoyf plus Batterskull. Yeah, this is just what I feel like. Ever since I trophied, I feel like the past 2 leagues have just been just bad variants, honestly. Which is fine. I mean, that's just Magic, right? And it's just one of those things you just kind of have to roll with it. Okay. I guess they have 2 bolts. Well, last match. Hmm? What? I don't know. I'm gonna play this just to play around Blood Moon. I think you take the good and then you take the bad and then you put it all together and then you have Magic. Hopefully they don't have Elder Gargaroth. That'd be very awkward. If they do, we need a Liliana off the top. They just play Bone Crusher Giants fine. Do we just play Batterskull here? I think we have to. Make the most of our mana here. And then hopefully we can just try to grind this Chandra out. Okay, that's gross. So unless Chandra can kill our Lurrus. Nice. Should have plussed first. Big mistake, buddy. That's fine. Oops. Let's cast this Lurrus now. It'd actually bring back Tarmogoyf, if anything. So I think I kind of like that. Just a double threat. I'm gonna have to minus our Lurrus. They have to minus their Lurrus. They just have to. Yep. Oh my god. So now we need Trophy. This match is really bad. So I guess we exile the Chandra. I wish they didn't top deck that Gargaroth. At this point, I think we also have to trade. We have to double block the Gargaroth here. They just go way bigger than us. Like, this card is, like, impossible. We kind of need Trophy. The Skyclave Apparition does not deal with it, which is unfortunate. I mean, we could probably run Gargaroth. The double green's kind of hard. But, like, I don't think that fixes any of our matchups, really. It doesn't fix Blue Soup. It doesn't fix this matchup because we can't cast it through Blood Moon. They have Seasoned Pyromancer too? Oh my god. So gross. Like, we can't keep up with this kind of stuff. Like, we needed a Lurrus to live. I'm probably gonna just push this. So if we have if we top deck Trophy, that's good too. Sort of Feast of Famine. We're actually doing okay here. Because next turn we can flash us in, equip Skyclave, and just attack. They make a bunch of 1/1s, but I don't think it really matters on this board. We have a shot. We definitely have a shot. Because I can attack through this Gargaroth. I guess not anymore. I guess I get punished for not making that attack, making that fetch. Okay. I think we do this trade. I don't think we can afford a 4/4. And then they can choose to either kill our Stoneforge Mystic or a Tarmogoyf, probably kill a Tarmogoyf. If they have Bolt, we're just fucked, but I feel like if they have Bolt, we're just fucked anyway. Because they can just ambush our 4/4 here. I think we just have to make this block here. If they have Bolt, they have Bolt. Okay, cool. So we just, our Stoneforge lives. We could also just top deck Sword of Fire Ice on the top. Yeah, but then we just kind of get cracked back by the Gargaroth, which is kind of annoying. So sure. Nice. Thanks for the untapped land. Thank you for the untapped land. Yep, exactly. I think I just equipped Stoneforge Mystic here. I don't want them to double block our Skyclave. Probably just block here. And if they double block here, I'll just kill Lamagus and it's fine. Because I'll take that trade if anything. Oh my god. Of course. Of course. I'm gonna turn on the light. Maybe that was an incorrect turn attack last turn, but I feel like we needed to get the Magus off the board. Another Apparition would be very good because we can deal with the Clothis. Another Apparition would be a great top deck. Okay, we have another draw. Okay. I think I'm just dead here because they just drain for 2 and then go wide. We had a shot there. Yeah, it was a mold of 5 too. You right. I like explosives just because you can deal with a lot of their 1 mana stuff. Spell bombs just come out. I could see Auriok Champion also coming in, just because it doesn't die to Bolt. But it also just leaves us totally dead to Blood Moon too. I just don't like Liliana's in this matchup. Just because of the double black is just very difficult to cast, which is kind of ironic because then like this is also bad too. But it's like I'm kind of leaning more on the double white for Skyclave operation anyway. I think I might just do that and leave one Liliana in. I could also bring in Lithiform Blights if they have Utopia Sprawl, which is really fun. I don't like Kasali Pride Mage just because I guess I can for Blood Moon. You're probably right. Because if I can get on turn 2, and I can kill like Sprawls too, if I need to, which is kind of desperate. I don't think it's good for Sprawls. I just don't like Liliana's in this matchup because they have Arboros and Season Pyromancer, so the minus just really doesn't do much. The key to this matchup is just getting a Goyf that just is unmolested. And just having it not die to Bolt is pretty clutch. I still don't like Liliana play, to be honest. Hopefully they have nothing too crazy. Stomping Ground, good to know. How many 1-drops do I want to kill? How greedy do I want to be? I kind of want to just take this Bolt. I know they're going to draw Stomping Ground. And then I'm just going to have them play out their whole hand. I kind of just like to take this Bolt and then just eat just them to oblivion. I'm just going to take that line just because we're already 1-3. Let's just have fun with this one. So I'm going to bobble them too. So we know the exact card in their hand. Sprawl, sure. Land. Oh, they drew Pillage? Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness gracious. They're going to draw Pillage. That's really unfortunate. Do I want them to pillage my green source? I think not. I think I'm going to play this Plains. Yeah. They just had to draw the pillage, huh? Just getting destroyed. Hopefully they just play their 1-drops. No, they're just gonna do this. Yeah. Yeah. Damn it. Just gotta hope they have nothing in hand. This matchup's just very, very bad. Of course, they're gonna have Gargaroth. Oh my god. Trophy. So we can path this and just blow everything up. I guess we can't path. Yeah, we just have to do that. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to path the Elder Gargaroth. Guess I just get Godless Shrine. So blow everything up, and then on upkeep I'm gonna path their guy. Yeah. I guess we don't have double black, so nah, I think it's still better to get Godless Shrine. Untapped. Interesting. At this point, I'm probably just going to hold all these goodies. We need a sword here. Anything to just turn this into a real threat would be nice. Sure. I could also just EE to blow up the whole world too. Which I kind of want to wait on, if anything. Tarmogoyf. I actually kind of want to hold it too, because like, if they draw Blood Moon or something. Always yes to Auriok Champion. Yes. Pretty good. This card's pretty good. Let's gain some life here. We have an out to Magus the Moon too, in more than one way. So they're holding a card. Trophy's a nice draw too. Pretty safe attack, unless they have exactly Lightning Bolt. What are they holding? Probably just another land. I'm gonna block here, and if they like stomp me, I can just push this Bone Crusher Giant in response. Sure. Give me all the life. All the life. Nice. Stoneforge Mystic. That's a beautiful draw, if I say so myself. Hold up Assassin's Trophy mana. Get a Sword of Fire and Ice. The light is making me very loud. One of these days I just need to get a better desk lamp so it doesn't make my face all black. Sweet. Okay, game 3. The thing about these bad matchups is we're stealing games versus them. We stole a game versus Ponzo. We stole a game versus Blue Soup. So like we have game against these matchups. It's just getting that second win is just tough. We survived the pillage, which felt pretty good. But they didn't have any of their heavy hitters. They didn't have like Clothis, Bloodbraid Elf. We had Path for the Elder Gargoyle, which is lucky, but it's pretty bad just because like we have 3 colors. And if through a Blood Moon, we literally can't cast Glycolate Evaporation. We can't cast literally on the Veil, which is why I cut it. But we can cast Lurrus. So like, literally, we need to go discard spell Tarmogoyf. Hopefully, like they don't have enough removal for it. Like that's our avenue to victory. I liked Auriok there, to be honest. Like they just stonewalled their team. I really like Auriok Champion a lot. Arbor Elf. Damn it. I'm gonna play this and this. I think the best use of this bauble is to upkeep, target them, or just bauble them, because I want to play around Blood Moon and Pillage. So this plays around Pillage, and then Blood Moon I can just fetch basic planes, and then hopefully we can win with this Stoneforge Mystic. So I think it's best to just bauble them. They have Pillage, so now we know to play around that. And if they play Blood Moon here, knowing that they have Pillage, I might just fetch. I might just fetch basic forest and hope this Tarmogoyf is enough. Okay. Crisis averted. So they did pitch Pillage and Elder Gargaroth. My god, what is in their hand? Do they probably have another Pillage, probably? So in which case, I kind of want to play Stoneforge Mystic. Or sorry, I kind of want to play Tarmogoyf here. So let's actually not fetch, and let's just draw. See if we can hit one of the other two basics, which we don't. So I can actually like fetch two basics here. So that Marsh Flash was actually a pretty decent draw. I can't really exactly play around. Like I can't really use this bubble effect to the greatest. But I think we can just bubble them. They are going to draw Arbor Elf. So I think I'm just going to fetch two basics here. And play Tarmogoyf. This stonewalls them. God, we're just drawing a lot of lands here. They have the Arbor Elf, so we could like push plus Stoneforge Mystic, I guess. Because like if they're stuck on lands, then pushing this Arbor Elf will be very, very good. Okay. They play Blood Moon here. We're still okay. I don't think they have this Pillage in their hand, because I think they discard a Seasoned Pyromancer. Otherwise, I'd just be slamming it right here. Yep. I'm gonna attack. It fits our game plan in the sense that it's just a sticky threat that like they can't remove. I actually think it's pretty decent. I'm going to push this elf anyway. There's no instance in the graveyard. So let's do this. And then I'm going to fetch Sword of Fire and Ice. Maybe they're saving their pillage for... I think so, just because we have all the equipment too. I would say it is. Hopefully the opponent does not draw an Elder Gargaroth here. If they draw an Elder Gargaroth here, we are kind of fucked. It's not a speed bump at all. So you know me, I've played a decent amount of Gruul, and Auriok Champion is a very big pain in the butt. That being said, like I played it without the Elder Gargaroth, so it might be different now. Do I want to play around Ren and 6? I think I do. I think ensuring I can flash this in is very good, so I'm gonna play around Ren and 6. Lurrus is a great draw. What do they have in our draw stuff here? If they had a bolt, I was going to say they should just casted it. I can imagine them having saving pillage for this sword. Do I want to shock them or shock a token? I think at this point, I think shocking the token is pretty clutch here. Just so now we can kind of go wide. I'm expecting a pillage on this sword. They have 2 cards in hand. Yeah, as expected. I don't think I would have shocked them because I got to attack through these stupid tokens anyway. I just like that was kind of an easy pillage raid in my opinion. So I'm gonna definitely Lurrus. Thing is, do I Lurrus myself? They're gonna just tap out and play every threat, right? So I think it's just best. I could also see just skyclaving this, but do they have Lightning Bolt? And how bad is it if they have Lightning Bolt? I don't think it's that bad. So maybe I skyclave the Seasoned Pyromancer and attack with both. So that way they don't have any token generations. If they also just draw Clothis, that's very annoying. But if they draw Clothis, then we just have the clock. So I think I like just exiling this and attacking with both and forcing them to have Lightning Bolt, which they have Bolt, Killer, Apparition, Blocker, Stoneforge Mystic, and then even then we're still kind of ahead. So like that's a pretty high floor. So I think I'm gonna do that. I guess I don't have to attack with both, but like if they don't have Lightning Bolt, then this just makes it so they block here, and then we have a 2-turn clock regardless. So I think it's worth it to... Like, I think the floor on this attack is not that low. Because if they bolt here, or if they bolt here and block here, like it's like okay, that's fine. And if they do have the bolt, then that just means one less bolt that Lurrus eats. So now I can see either playing a clearing or an overgrown tomb tapped. I kind of like playing this clearing and not cracking, maybe. I think we play clearing and then not crack it, and then see what they do, because if they kill our apparition on their turn, then like we can just Lurrus and no, that doesn't do anything. That's incorrect. Maybe it's just correct just to I'm gonna crack this clearing anyway. I think that's just correct just to do that. Alrighty, we can just draw lands. That's fine. Sure. Tarmogoyf. Here, I'm just going to attack with Goyf and Skullclave, and now I think it's to the point where if they attack, or if they have Bolt, they're going to Bolt the Apparition, and they're still forced to chump this Tarmogoyf, so this Stoneforge Mystic is still free to attack here. So I'm just going to attack with both. And if anything, I kind of want this Stoneforge Mystic to die. Because then I can just bring it back with Lurrus. They drew the Bolt. Sounds good to me. But then we just go Lurrus, Tarmogoyf. Sounds good to me. So I'm going to play the Lurrus. I'm going to bobble myself. And if I don't like the top card of my deck, I'm going to shuffle it away. EE. How good is EE here? It's probably fine. I think EE is just like not what I want to do with this. Yeah, BBE into Spyro. Yeah, it seems good against Spyro. Yeah, let's just play this Tarmogoyf. Let's keep it. Since we're kind of dead, like, we have all the threats on the board. Removal is not a bad thing to have. 4-3, yeah. Okay. GG. Beating Ponza feels good. Beating Ponza feels fantastic. Even if we went 2-3, fantastic. So we lost to Belcher, Blue Soup, and oh my gosh, what was the last match that we lost to? And Dredge. So maybe just back to the drawing board. I just need maybe seeing something that's better than Gideon. That's against Blue Soup. I mean, Gideon did win us. Like what Defton posted out is we lost to Blue Soup, and Gideon did win us a game on the last stream. So maybe Gideon just needs another bigger sample size. We just need an answer to Field of the Dead, honestly. So I actually know this guy. He's I knew he was on Ponza, I think, right when it started off, and he said, GG, it is good you stopped playing Ponza. This deck is about tier 6 now. I've gone 4-16 last 4 leagues with this deck. I told him that like the meta right now is like Death Shadow and Prowess, and like Lightning Bolt is just so bad against those decks. So like you need your removal to be removable, and that's one of the best things about playing Ponza is like your removal is so versatile because Bone Crusher Giant is a removal spell and a creature at the same time. It's like their own kind of version of Skyclean Apparition in a way, and like that card's so good if you can actually kill a creature. And like as you saw game 2, like they just hard casted a Bone Crusher Giant and didn't do anything. So it's just like, all right, well that card just a 3-mana 4/3. It just doesn't do anything. There's also a lot less Tron, so like there's no Tron to prey on. So it's just like okay. It's not just that. I have a person with only drawing land. It sucks. I hate it. But what can I do except take the beatings and hope to wake up again tomorrow morning? I think our opponent is kind of down. Um, I mean, that's Magic sometimes, right? Like your deck ebb and flows with the meta. The matchup didn't look so bad. It's because Abzan has no bad matchup, Spider. Unlike Taxes, because Taxes is a great matchup for Abzan. Thank you very much. The thing with Choke is a good player would just end a turn cryptic. Exactly. They'll just like be like, all right, cool, like Choke is fine. Like I honestly don't think Choke is our answer against Blue Soup. I don't know what is. Maybe we just a bad matchup and we just instant concede to it. I think you bring up a good point. I think Vraska is something I will test next league, Martin, because like definitely being able to answer a Renin 6 and Uro and Teferi is very very relevant for people who aren't familiar with the Vraska that me and Dev10 in the chat is talking about. Is Vraska Glory Queen, and Martin has a very huge man crush on Vraska, and for good reason. It's a decent card. I just don't really like the plus on it. Because it doesn't gain any actual card advantage. That being said, it is just a 6 mana planeswalker, and I don't know if the ultimate seems pretty sweet if you can get a hit on, but we'll see. One of us. We'll see how long that lasts, Spider. I'll give you a good 15 seconds of fame there, buddy. You're the meme now. Abzan's been a meme for a while, and it feels great. Let's be real here. Honestly, just like one champion too. Yeah, I mean that's fair. I mean I could see going like one Gideon, one Vraska, and then I don't know. Maybe I just just do one Gideon, one Vraska, and then maybe and then maybe one Ashok for three. One Auriok Champion for 3 Ashoks, maybe. It doesn't gain card advantage if you are trading resources. Like if you still sacrificing a permanent and still draining and just drawing one card. So yeah, you can sacrifice the land if you're flooding, but then you're not actually gaining any card advantage. You're gaining card quality. You're sacrificing whatever for free card, but it's not you're not gaining actual physical cards. Baron Crusader. I wish Baron Crusader was good in the meta right now. I feel like Mirren Crusader would be a really good fit in the deck, especially since now that we're double white. Like just having one in the sideboard seems pretty sweet. It's just there's just not that many black green decks. There's no rock. If like black green rock was tier 1 in the meta, then yeah, of course. But like even against Jund it gets bolted, so it's like, and then against Prowess it gets bolted, right? So I mean yeah, I'm definitely like so like next league I'm probably gonna do this. At minimum. And then from there, like, if I want a third Ashiok, then we can just minus an Auriok Champion and get a third Ashiok in there. Because the blue soup decks are a problem, and Ashioks are great against it. The thing about white taxes is I think you just utilize equipment better in general. And like you said last time, Spider, you're like, Death and Taxes is the better Stoneforge Mystic deck, and I agree 100%. And you just have all these threats that you kind of just have to... You have just more threat density, and eventually a Crusader is going to stick, and it's just going to... You're just going to get all these sword triggers in, versus in contrast, like we don't have that many threats in our deck. So like, sticking a Crusader is going to be very, very difficult in our deck. You can also just protect your Crusader better just because you have like Flicker Wisp with Aether Vial. So I feel like, again, I agree with you that's the better Stoneforge Mystic deck, and in turn I think Mirren Crusader isn't worth it in this build of Abzan. But other than that, I think, like I said, I think this deck feels good. It's just I think we just have to modify sideboard for the meta, and like I think just going Vraska seems like a good idea. I think the Auriok Champions is correct. Giver, exactly. Giver is a good way to protect Mirren Crusader. But like I said, I think maybe we do just go down to one Ashok because it is very narrow. And we already brought in a lot of stuff against the black-red Shadow decks. We brought in the Explosives, the 2 Guys Guile, Sword and Flight and Shadow, and maybe 1 Auriok Champion. So just based on like how we're starting, we have all the cards anyway. Maybe it's just correct to just add a third Ashok. Do we even have a third Ashok? Maybe I have to... I do have 3 Ashok. Sweet. So maybe like this is gonna be what I'm gonna. This is what I'm going to be playing next league maybe. If I can just organize this better. Unfortunate showing today, but I think that's just magic. I really do think our sideboard just needs to tune better to the meta. Because like I said, we lost to Dredge, and that's just unfortunate that we didn't draw the hate that we had. We lost to Blue Sea, which is a bad matchup. And we lost to Belcher, where if we had a third land, we would have beat them. So these little things right there could have swing a 2-3 to like a 4-1, right? So it's one of those things where, that's the difference between a positive record and a losing record. And you just kind of have to just adjust, because like the fact that we're a mid-range deck, we really have to adapt our sideboard to what the meta is. And if we're off by a slot or two, that could just cost us the game. So yeah. Our decks are different, more elements giver. We do like resource. Yeah, definitely better. It definitely is good against all the Uro decks. But like those Uro decks still run Lightning Bolt, like I said. So Pro Black Red, 1 Auriok is very likely though. Yeah, I think I'd rather just have the 1 Auriok Champion. I mean, kind of. We have to go under them, right? And like our deck doesn't really have the speed to kind of go under them, so we kind of have to like go turn 1 discard spell, turn 2 threat either Stoneforge Mystic or Tarmogoyf, and maybe the best thing we could do is turn 3 Ashiok against them, because it shuts off their fetch lands, it shuts off Ren, so maybe 3 Ashioks is the way to go, because it hinders their ability to go up to 7 lands. So I think the Ashioks really do work there maybe. Maybe the correct thing to do is just cut the Lithiform Blights for Fulminators just to Stone Rain them, but again, you're right. Like we have all this stuff reporting in. Our cyber plan is 3 Ashioks, a Gaddock Teague. I guess we don't bring in Kyrgos, right? So it's 3 Ashiok, Gaddock Teague, and a Gideon. Nebraska. So that's 6 cards. Probably board out all the removal and then trim a Liliana is what I would do. 2 Blights, 1 E Gideon. But yeah, maybe 1 EE. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we probably board out 4 removal spells. I really honestly think we need just to cut the Liliana. I think the Liliana just isn't that great. Probably cut the Apparition. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right, 4, 9. Yeah, so that's 9 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can probably keep it in 1 Liliana. Yeah, so Apparitions, 1 Liliana, removals. Yeah. I think that's our game plan against the blue suit decks. I think that'll be our plan. Unfortunate, another 2-3, but I mean I think it's one of those things where we're still adapting to the meta. Do I like Teague? Yeah, I like Teague just because it stops Cryptic Command, it stops Belcher. I think it's really good against Belcher. And it's just one of those things where it's just versatile. I think Teague warrants a slot. I mean I could also just see cutting the Teague and having 2 Auriok Champions, but I think Teague still warrants a slot. Because like holding up Spellbomb and having a Teague in play, literally, Belcher can't beat that. They literally can't. So I personally like Gaddock Teague, honestly. Stops Jace, stop Cryptic, stop Hour Promise. So it stops Cryptic, it stops Hour Promise, it stops Jace, it stops Teferi. So I like Teague still. They have all the removal for it, but I think it's one of those things where like going discard into Teague and then turn 3 Ashiok is still very, very good. Because then the price of bolting their Teague and then this Ashiok is unmolested because they still have to spend 2 bolts on it. So maybe I think the biggest change we really need to do is have it 3 Ashioks. I think that is probably correct. I'm tired. Had a long day at work. Yeah, it seems dependent on what you see. Exactly. It kind of depends on if they have Bolt or not, too, right? If they have Bolt, then Gaddock T gets a lot worse. But again, Forces doesn't have Bolt, Forces doesn't have Teferi, Forces have etc. I think I'd rather just like it is fragile, but I think it's one of those things. Yeah, it's still at disruption. It still stops those top end decks if this is a threat that they don't kill. So I think it's still worth it to have Gaddock T. Other than that, I really appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you guys want to support the channel, you guys can follow me on Twitch, as you can see. If you guys are watching the YouTube, you guys can follow me on twitch.tv/KODiamonds. You guys can follow me on YouTube. You can look up KO Diamonds. You can look up my old Abzan streams. And you can follow me on Twitter for up-to-date stream postings. That's where I post when I'm going to stream next. It looked just like horrible in the last time, against the fairy running, etc. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about this later. I still think Tiga's worth it. I mean, it's one of those things, really. If they have a Ren 6 or Teferi, like, we're already in big trouble anyway. So, like, it's what are you going to do? Have, like, it's just another 2-drop that they need to answer still, which we kind of need, because it's Tarmogoyf and Stoneforge Mystic. And we need to have a 2-drop that does something, right? Other than that, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. As always, chat is awesome. Always have fun interacting with a very interactive chat. I'm gonna raid. I like to raid smaller streamers, just to spread the level a little bit. There's an ad, but this Junderdome person has followed me on Twitch, and he plays a lot of Jund, and he's a pretty decent Jund player. He's better than the average Jund player, in my opinion. I see a lot of lines he takes, and it's like, that's a good play. So I think it's going to be great to raid this guy. And that, take care, everyone. I think my next stream is either going to be a Saturday or Sunday this weekend, which, again, follow me on Twitter to get that update. So, yeah, everyone take care, take it easy, and I hope everyone can tune in next time. Bye.